Here on the Big Island, we occasionally get tsunamis. But luckily, because of the advanced warning systems, we typically find out about the incoming tsunami hours in advance. We get multiple notifications through TV, cell phone, and radio as the waves are getting closer and closer. And once they reach close to the island, the tsunami siren goes off as well. So if you're somebody that is considering moving to the Big Island, you may be wondering, how concerned should you be about tsunamis? Luckily, nowadays the concern isn't too big because of all the warning systems that are in place. Plus, throughout Big Island's recorded history, there haven't been too many big, devastating tsunamis that have hit the island. In fact, since there's only a few of them, I'm going to take a minute to go over Big Island's tsunami history. In 1946, an 8.6 earthquake was recorded in the Aleutian Islands. This earthquake triggered a tsunami to go hurling towards Hawaii. It struck the east side of the Big Island just a few hours later, killing 159 people across the state. Hilo took the brunt of the tsunami, so 96 of the deaths were in Hilo alone. The ocean rose up with no warning. Because back in that day, there was no siren system, there was no coordinated response, so it just came out of the blue and wreaked havoc. Houses were ripped from foundations, and the whole Hilo waterfront was practically leveled. Then came 1960, the Chilean earthquake with a magnitude of 9.5. That's the largest ever recorded. Once again, the Big Island took the biggest hit from the tsunami, especially Hilo. After the disaster that happened in 1946, the warning sirens were already in place, but a lot of people thought it was a false alarm, so they chose to ignore them. And they recorded waves up to 35 feet crashing onto the shore. There was two more noteworthy tsunamis after that. One was in 1986 and one was in 1994. These were smaller than the previous two, and because of the advanced warning systems, this time there was no deaths. These tsunamis were more like reminders that whenever there's an earthquake anywhere in the Pacific, the Big Island is likely gonna feel that a few hours later. But it's not just distant earthquakes that can cause tsunamis on the Big Island. Underwater landslides or volcanic activity are capable of triggering localized tsunamis virtually with no warning. These tsunamis can be gigantic. So fortunately, they only happen once every couple hundred years. As the decades pass and technology advances, the warning system gets improved on more and more. Earlier this year, we had another tsunami that hit the Big Island, and now it's nothing like it used to be back then. On the day of the tsunami, we were getting notifications and warnings and alerts and evacuation notices all day long until 7 p.m. when the tsunami finally came. Fortunately, this was a small tsunami, so no major damage was done, but it did demonstrate how good the warning system became. And on top of that, there are coastal evacuation maps that are widely available, and they have a bunch of evacuation road signs all over the tsunami zones, especially places like Hilo and other cities that are close to the water. And talking about Hilo, it probably underwent the most changes. Parks and green spaces now occupy the tsunami zones where the neighborhoods once stood. This isn't just some pretty landscaping. It's a smart, life-saving design. So here's the million-dollar question. If you're planning to move to the Big Island, should you be worried about tsunamis? I don't want to downplay the serious threat of a tsunami, but the level of preparedness on this island is very serious as well. So personally, I don't really think it's a concern. Unless, of course, you're buying an oceanfront property or you're buying a property in Hilo, especially in the areas where the tsunami struck before. Because even though the warning systems are amazing, they can evacuate you and your family, but they can't evacuate your house. So if your property is close to the ocean, there's always going to be that risk that your property could get damaged or, in the worst case scenario, destroyed. But the vast majority of homes are not that close to the ocean, which is why I say it's not a concern. And that is all I had. As always, if you're looking to buy or sell property on the Big Island, look no further. Reach out to me and I'll help you find the best deal possible. My info is in the video description. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video, I have a question for you. Did you know that French fries are not from France? They're from Greece. And what do you call a movie star with salt and pepper hair? A well-seasoned actor.